あれを見ろ、今夜の準備をしてる。死者の日の音楽コンテストだ。デラクルスみたいになりたければ君も出ろ。
無理だよ。だって家族に怒られちゃうもん。
そんなことで諦めるくらいなら一生靴を作ってろ。ほら、デラクルスはいつもなんて言ってた？
チャンスをつかめ。
君の腕前を見せてくれ。最初の観客になろう。
ミゲル！
うわあ！おばあちゃん！
ここで何してんの？うちの孫にちょっかい出すな。
ちょっと待って、私はただ靴磨きを。
マリアッチのやり口は知ってる。何言われたんだい？
ギターを見せてくれただけ。
恥を知れ。うちの孫は天国から来た可愛くて痛いけな天使なのよ。マリアッチの音楽なんかに用はないんだからね。この子に近づくんじゃないよ。
空の色はアミャモールアミャモール、赤色というアミャモールアミャモール、靴を置くのはアミャモールアミャモール、頭のてっぺんというアミャモールアミャモール。君はねうんぽころこちょこっとね変なの、君が言うとねなぜか信じちゃう素敵なことさ。僕だってうんぽころこ。
やめろ、ダメだ、やめろ。
死んでる割にうまいね。
生きてる割にお前もやるな。いいぞ。
近くにいる。探して。
そうな君が僕をおかしくするわけがわからず、
気ままで自由
頭ぐるぐる、君はうんぽころこ。あれグノミリート。
Abuelita, who is Miguel's grandmother, loves him so much, but she's ardently against music of any kind, and she runs the household with a wooden spoon, I guess.
Early on, we had Abuelita carry a wooden spoon in her apron string everywhere she went, and if you said something out of line or disrespectful, she would take out the spoon and give you a whack. And it was that way for a good long while, and then finally one day somebody said, you know, it really shouldn't be a spoon, it should be her sandal, it should be a chancla.
Is there a chancla gig?
A what?
You know, a chancla gig? Because that would really kill. Like if one of the DS came out and like, you know, it's like the belt.
Yeah.
You know, it's worse than the belt.
To whack someone with the shoe?
Yeah.
Abuelita!
What are you doing here? You leave my grandson alone, you. Go!
I come from a Mexican family myself, and every so often, when I was being a bit of a brat, my mother would come in with a flip-flop and she'd threaten me saying, do you want a spanking? And then me and my brother, because usually he was the one who put me up to it, would run to our room and we'd stick like children's books in the back of our pants to protect us.
So it's, and you fall into it. Yeah.
It's just a bugger crazy, let's my cabeza shaking.
When you're in a relationship with somebody, there's a push and pull and you love them, but sometimes they make you crazy. And how do you deal with that?
We came up with the song first by Adrian writing the lyrics and then sending them to me. I sat at the piano and wrote and arranged the song.
Jermaine has such a lexicon of instruments and rhythm ideas, and so when she came back, we would talk about what style of music feels like it would be in the right realm. And me and Jermaine are very simpatico when it comes to this style called son jarocho. A beautiful string-based ensemble. It's just kind of festive and upbeat and exciting.
And then I thought, well, let's open up the song and have a tarima. It's a box with holes in it, so when you dance, it resonates.
And so that sparks the idea of, oh, if they're performing on stage, Hector should be dancing the zapateado.
Hey, so did you like the video? Well, I've got some more on animation for you. Have you noticed that in all Disney princess merchandise, princesses don't acknowledge one another? Well, these female characters are always looking away from each other when pictured together. Legend has it that Roy Disney, nephew to Walt Disney, was against the mass marketing of the Disney princesses outside of their own stories. Roy eventually consented, but only on the condition princesses weren't aware of each other.
I've got a cool movie fact for you about The Lion King. Now, the name of the movie seems pretty straightforward, right? But did you know that its original title was actually King of the Jungle? Marketing materials and merchandise had even been made before the studio realized lions don't live in the jungle. Did you know that Nemo first made his appearance in Monsters, Inc. as one of Boo's toys? That was 2 years before Finding Nemo was released. Did you know that the man who served as the voice of Walt Disney's iconic Mickey Mouse for over 30 years, Wayne O'Wine, was married to the woman who voices Minnie Mouse, Rosie Taylor? The two were married for nearly 2 decades until Wayne O'Wine passed away in 2009. Oh, isn't that sweet? Now, there are almost too many video game Easter eggs to count in the movie, but one stands apart. Pay close attention to the Fix-It Felix arcade cabinet, and you'll notice the high score of 120,501, or December the 5th, 1901, the birthday of Walt Disney himself. Who knew? Now, adding to that, for all the video game companies that gave rights to Disney for this retro adventure, the makers of the Mortal Kombat series weren't as willing. From the red eye, robot arm and tribal tattoos, fans may think they spot the classic character Kano in the Bad Unknown Meeting, but he's actually credited as Cyborg for legal reasons, even though he still executes the fighter's signature finishing move, tearing the heart from a nearby zombie. Did you know that Buzz Lightyear's original name was Lunar Larry? I'm so happy they changed it. Can you imagine Buzz being called Larry? Here's another change of name for you. Tom and Jerry were originally called Jasper and Jinx. Did you also know that DreamWorks Studios stopped producing 2D animated films after Sinbad Legend of the Seven Seas? And finally, in their most productive week ever recorded, Pixar completed 3.5 minutes of animation. Valley here with an interesting motion capture fact from 2003's Finding Nemo. For the character Bruce, extensive motion capture was used of actual great white sharks to get the character's shark look. 6 different sharks were used, including 2 from the private collection at the Mandalay Bay Casino in Las Vegas. I loved Finding Nemo. What about you? I love animated movies, and I've got some awesome facts about Disney's Zootopia. Now, the movie begins when Emmett Otterton is reported missing. But did you know that Emmett Otterton is the star of the book Emmett Otterton's Jug Band Christmas, a children's book published in 1977 and adapted into a TV special with help from Jim Henson? Another character who does her namesake proud is Officer Judy Hopps, the inspiration obviously coming from Officer Judy Hopps, Holly Robinson's character from the 80s TV series 21 Jump Street. Did you know that Pumbaa in The Lion King was the first character to fart in a Disney movie? Just fits in perfect with the character, don't you think? I wonder who the second character was. Yeah, so I'm the first to fart in FilmIsNow. Now, I love a good animated movie, as I'm sure you do. But have you ever noticed that a lot of cartoon characters have 4-fingered hands instead of 5? The reason is simple. Hands with 4 fingers are easier to draw and animate. Cartoon characters are always simplified versions of whatever their real-life equivalent is. A 4-fingered hand saves a lot of time in animating, and it really does not make any difference to us while watching. It all started with the very first Mickey Mouse cartoon. Production on Beauty and the Beast which was a combination of traditional hand-drawn and computer-generated images, ran out of time and money, so they had to reuse the dancing scenes from Sleeping Beauty. Also, do you remember this scene in Frozen where Elsa walks out of her ice palace? Well, it took 132 hours, more than 5 days to generate, and that's not including the time it took to draft, draw, and create. Whoa. What did you think of the CGI in that video? Well, did you know that the first feature film created solely with computer-generated imagery, CGI, was Disney Pixar's 1995 feature film Toy Story? Over 800,000 hours of mathematical equations went into the film, which works out to more than a week of computer time for every second on the screen. So you like Disney animated movies? Well, I've got an interesting fact from The Little Mermaid, in that it was the last Disney animated film to use the time-consuming process of hand-painted cells and analog camera and film work. 1,100 backgrounds featured, 1,000 different colors, and over 1 million drawings were done in all. Adding to that, the last shot completed in The Little Mermaid, where Ariel is reaching up through the skylight of her grotto, took 4 attempts to get the optical effects perfect. Whoa. My favorite Disney film is The Sword in the Stone, and my favorite character is Archimedes, the owl. What's yours? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe to our channel for all the best animated film releases.